Hello there and welcome back to the Chaps Guide, the channel where we explore the topics of men's style, self-development and personal grooming. But today, a bit of a departure from my normal videos. Today I'm talking about setting up a YouTube channel in middle age, because I know through speaking to you in the comments section and via emails that there are many of you gentlemen out there who are seeking an opportunity to express your own views and your own voice via a platform like YouTube. Now, I started my channel way back in, well, let's talk about, it must have been November 2019. So not that long ago. So the experience I've been on can be quite useful in giving you an insight into how to set up a YouTube channel, perhaps in middle age as well, which is a bit different if you're a younger person and perhaps more familiar with the social media sort of world that people, exist in more frequently today. What I can tell you is that my experience has been almost wholly positive. It's been something which I have discovered an interesting hobby and a new set of skills that I perhaps wouldn't have come across in daily life that have already benefited my personal and professional life as well. So I'll give you an insight into what it was like for me, and perhaps I'll talk you through a sort of guide in setting up a YouTube channel for yourselves. Now, first of all, I have to say that this YouTube channel for me is entirely a hobby, and I understand there are many people who start channels with totally different motivations to that. For me, it was an accident. I was working with a charity as a volunteer, and I needed to create some instructional videos for volunteers and for clients. And I knew very little about videos or sharing videos. And I opened the Chaps Guide YouTube channel in 2019 as an opportunity to learn about the platform and to learn more about videography and editing and so on. All those things which are essential when operating any sort of competent channel. And yeah, I gained those skills and they were quite useful. But I'm conscious that there may be people watching this who are thinking about opening a channel or creating a channel as a business opportunity to help sales or to express your voice as an artist, to share your skills of, singing or dance or whatever it may be. There are so many opportunities here to share through the medium of videography in YouTube. So I just wanted to put it out there. That's how I came to the channel rather than a business opportunity. It's purely a hobby, but it has brought me some skills and experiences which I say have transferred into my professional life. I introduced an initiative which was all around sharing skills, knowledge by video. That was something which wouldn't have been possible for me had I not got into the YouTube world. Not to mention, it's been a really interesting hobby which has brought me in close contact with people who share my interests all around the world in these last 18 months. So, interesting platform, lots to learn. So you've decided to open a YouTube channel. Before you do anything with technology or the YouTube platform itself on the internet, the first thing you need to do is to select a topic that is going to form the backbone of your channel. This is probably, or I should say undoubtedly, going to be the most important decision you make and will affect your channel going forward from day one. Now, your topic, or as people refer to it on YouTube, your niche, needs to be something which you are passionate about, or you have a deep-seated understanding of and quite strong element of knowledge towards as well. Because this is something which you're going to be talking about, going to be sharing with people every time you make a video. Now, for me, you heard me saying it at the beginning, the Chaps Guide channel is about men's style, self-development and personal grooming. You could call that a lifestyle channel, really, but I separated those three topics into areas which I have knowledge about, which I have the ability to talk about all day and not get bored. And that's probably a good yardstick for your niche or your topic. If it's something you're deeply passionate about, that you could bore people all day in a dinner party talking about, that's probably a sign that that's the niche or that topic that's right for you to select. Now, a good way to see if you've got the right level of knowledge or interest and passion in your topic is to get yourself a blank sheet of paper and write down 50 titles which you think you could dilute your knowledge down into 50 separate headings. That could be 50 separate videos. If you can do that easily, without really struggling and thinking about it too much, you know you've possibly got the right niche for you, because that's more or less, if you do one video a week, that would be a year's worth of videos. So if you can write down 50 topics, you're definitely in the right direction. Now, the other thing it's worth doing is, if you're picking a topic which you think may be very common, have a look on YouTube to see what else is out there. If there are a number of other, I'm not going to say competitors, nobody competes with each other here on the channel, on the YouTube platform. This is really about your opportunity to have a voice. It's not competition, but have a look, see who else is out there doing the same thing. If there is an over proliferation of the subject that you're thinking about creating your channel around, have a think about it. Is your voice going to be valuable? If you don't think it isn't, because there are people already doing it with great skill and huge numbers of subscribers, fine-tune it a bit, break it down into smaller areas, or just really think about that topic that you're going to be going forward with, because it's going to really control everything from this point on. And one thing I would say is, remember, you don't have to be a bona fide expert in the subject that you're going to be talking about. The people here are not, they don't have degrees or PhDs in the subjects that we're talking about. I am not a lifestyle expert for gentlemen. I am merely a man of a certain age who's gained a certain amount of life experience that I seek to share with people via the YouTube platform. I'm not an expert, but the information I have is sufficient for me to be able to transfer it to others through this videography. So you don't have to be an expert. Whether you're reviewing products, demonstrating skills, or just discussing history, always have in your mind the thought, why would somebody want to watch what I'm doing? And that will help you stay on focus and making the very best material. Now, we'll talk about making the material in a moment and how we go around it, but it's always good to have these things, the topic and why you're making this material, uppermost in your mind before you do anything, because everything will stem from that point. Now, in reality, the thinking stages that we've just talked about are by far the most important when it comes to your channel creation. But it's human nature. Most creators will be hung up with the kit that they think that they need to get the channel started, and this is what will delay them getting going. Truthfully, the sooner you get going, the more skills you're going to pick up, the better chance you have of success, depending on what success is for you. So, for me, I would say all you need, the simplest kit you need is a mobile phone. If you've got an iPhone or an equivalent from another brand, you have got a camera and video capability which is more than adequate to create a YouTube channel. You don't need fanciful cameras, studio lighting, magnificent audio equipment. It's true, these things will make the whole experience better for your viewers, and they are things which you can introduce as time goes on. But truthfully, to get going, to get your skills building up, all you need is a mobile phone, and depending on how you want to approach it, some editing equipment on your computer, whatever it may be. Now, the one thing I will say to you is that lighting plays a big part in the whole video capture process. I was a total novice when it came to videography when I started just 18 months ago. I would still describe myself as a total novice, and I'm sure there's many folks out there watching my videos which pick fault with my processes all the time. But for me, lighting is a key function, certainly in the visuals of the video. And yeah, all you need is that great big fiery ball in the sky. The vast amount of my videos are made in the outdoors. That's because I think natural light is by far the best way to light any form of video. Right now I'm in my lounge and I've got some LED lights, inexpensive lights purchased from eBay. They work pretty good. And I bought them as time went on and I got more interested in YouTube. You don't need that. Go outside if you've got the ability, go to some open air space and film there. If you need to film indoors, yeah, well, you know, make best use of the lighting that you have indoors. Repurpose some of your household lights, you know, get your lamps out and make sure that you're lit as best as possible, because that will make the visual experience as good as possible for your viewers. Now, after the lighting, the other thing which I think is really important, probably even more important, is the audio. Because I think whilst most viewers will tolerate a poor visual experience, they will be very quick to turn off your video if it is a bad audio experience. And actually, this is one which is easy to get right, because audio can be one of the less expensive upgrades to your video experience. Now, for most of my videos, I use a lavalier microphone. This is a lapel microphone. It costs about £25. In fact, in the description box below, I will leave links to all of the kit which I use in my videos. In fact, I do it on all of my videos so that people who are interested can see what I use. And these microphones for £25 takes a tiny battery. As you can hear, it gives pretty good representation of audio experience. Now, I'm not in the best audio place in the world right now. I'm in a room which is, you know, quite stark walls. It has a wooden floor, so there is an element of echo. One of the best places to undertake your audio work, again, is in the great outdoors, because you get this great, you know, audio experience if you're standing in an open space of, you know, a little bit of ambient background noise adds to the whole thing, but generally speaking, it's the best place to create your audio for your videos, because, you know, you get really good representation of the audio experience. So it doesn't have to be an expensive thing, but it can be crucial to delivering a really good audio experience. Great, you've recorded a video, good lighting, good audio, and it's now time for you to get it ready to share with people on YouTube. At this stage, now we come to the editing. Now, this is where your movie will be made or broken in the way that you edit it together. Remember, we want to make it into a palatable, small piece of information that people can watch and absorb and learn something from. That's what YouTube videos are all about. It's about learning, about sharing, about demonstrating things as well to people. And the editing is where that skill comes into being. Now, I had no editing skills whatsoever, but I was lucky. I had a laptop, an Apple laptop, which had iMovie, the free editing package, which comes on all Apple products. It's on your iPhones, on your laptops, it's on iPads, everything else as well. Now, there are other packages available. It depends what, you know, equipment you have, but iMovie is a really intuitive, easy to use, elementary editing package. It's all I've ever used. It's all I want to use, because I find it really simple, easy. It suits my style. And it's something I was able to pick up quite easily through playing with the platform, but also through looking at YouTube tutorial videos on how to edit, because there are literally thousands. So if you're starting from scratch, it's a great place to go to get loads of skills and knowledge, and to hone your ability to be a fairly good editor for your early attempts. And the more you do, the more you will get proficiency at, and your videos become better and better. I look back at some of my early ones now and think, oh, you know, I wince in pain when I see how poor my editing was. It's not great now, but, you know, I'm on a journey, and that's what the YouTube experience is about. We're on a journey, and we get better as we go forward. So the sooner you get started, the sooner you will get better too. Okay, so you've got the content, you've got your edited video, you've got lots of ideas, you've created your channel. Now it's time for you to think, how often am I going to upload material to that channel for people to discover, to watch, and to subscribe to you, and join your community of people who share your interests and contribute as viewers and subscribers. And I don't think there's any right or wrong answer here. I mean, there are some channels which I subscribe to who upload virtually every day. And there are some channels I subscribe to who upload virtually every month, once a month. It depends on you, what information you've got, the type of niche that you're involved in. Now, I'll tell you my journey. So I started off men's lifestyle. It's a nice broad topic. It's something I'm deeply interested in. Men's style, self-development, and personal grooming. 3 really big headings there. And I decided early on I was going to upload 2 videos a week. one on a Wednesday, one on a Saturday. It breaks up the hobby nicely for me. It means I don't feel under any pressure to create material. But one thing I think it's important to get out straight away is that the key here is consistency. If you're looking to interact and engage with viewers and gain them as subscribers, you need to provide them with regular material. So whether you decide to upload once a month, twice a week, or once a week, which is probably more common, you need to stick to that schedule. If you say you're going to upload and publish your video every Tuesday, make sure you do it every Tuesday, because people will quickly expect to see those videos arriving on a Tuesday. If they don't come, they will lose interest. They will unsubscribe, or they will go somewhere else to gather that information. Because remember, YouTube is a crowded place. There's lots of people here sharing the same information. So I would say consistency is key. It doesn't matter how often you upload, as long as you're consistent in the uploading process that you give. Now, there is a caveat to that, because if you want to grow, and most of us do, I mean, we make this material with the goal that it's shared with others. So nobody wants to create material that goes unwatched on the platform. So, you know, the quicker you build a base of people watching your material, the more enjoyable it becomes, obviously. So for me, by uploading twice a week, I found that that allowed me to get that snowball rolling of interest quite quickly. If I was only uploading once a month, I think people would lose that connection in between the big length of time between the uploads. So think about, firstly, the material you're putting out there, how often you're going to put it out there. But when you make that decision, explain it to people, tell them it's going to be every Tuesday, and then stick to that regime, because they'll be expecting it. And if you're not there with that video, they will quickly lose interest. Up to this point, we've talked about the creation process. Now you've got a video. How do you put it onto YouTube? Well, fortunately, YouTube has made it quite a straightforward and easy process to follow and create your YouTube channel. And then you can say you're a YouTube content creator. The most important thing at this phase, because following the steps is quite easy on YouTube, but the most important thing is naming your channel, because there's only so many times you can rename your channel if you make a mistake. And of course, consistency is key. If you call it one thing and then the following week you change it to something else, this will cause people to have doubts about if they're watching the right channel. You know, is this something which is inconsistent in nature? So think carefully about what you're going to call your channel, and think long term. Imagine that in a year or 2 years' time, your channel's become really successful. Do you want it to still be called whatever you called it on day one? Think ambitiously. Call it something, you know, which is appropriate, which isn't offensive, and which really gives an indication of what your material and your content is all about. And then you're on your way. You have a YouTube channel. Now it is time to begin your journey as a YouTuber. One of the biggest stumbling blocks, obstacles you will find at the beginning is procrastination, which of course means a reluctance to get on and do it, stopping you getting forward and going forward to your success. And lots of people, and I did as well, you know, I bought the kit, I kept watching tutorial videos about how to create videos, how to operate my camera, how to do the editing, and I kept doing it and doing it. I kept thinking, I'm preparing myself, I will be all the better when I get started. I was procrastinating. The truth is, the best learning is on the job when it comes to YouTube. The more videos you make, the more comfortable you will feel in front of the camera. It's an alien thing to stand here talking to a disembodied camera and sharing emotions, sharing thoughts and experiences. And this can't be learned. It's something which has to be done. So the sooner you get on with it, the sooner you will achieve a higher level of success and skill, and the whole hobby will unfold in front of you. I assure you, when you start, it'll feel uncomfortable, you'll feel nervous, it'll feel that you're wasting your time, you don't like the end product, but you've got to go through that phase. Like anything worth having, the journey is challenging. And yeah, YouTube is a challenging journey. I've been on YouTube now for 18 months. I haven't got I've got a minnow of a channel, only about 2,500 subscribers. It's not anything really. I mean, there are people here with tens of millions of subscribers. I'm a particle in this huge world, but it's my little hobby. I enjoy it, and I've got my individual viewpoints that I share, and that's why I do it. So get over that procrastination and get started, and that's where your hobby will begin to unfold and success beckons. Okay, so let's recap. We've thought about what our channel is going to be about. We've created our video, we've edited it, we've created a YouTube channel, and we are ready to get going. Now what we need is a thumbnail. Now the thumbnails are really important. I like to think of them as the little billboard for my video. It tells people visually, and of course in text as well, what it's going to be about. It's enticing to get people to want to click on it. And you see good and bad. So when you're looking at YouTube now, look at the thumbnails which other people have created, which you find attractive and make you want to click on them. That's the best way to sort of interpret what will work for you as well. That's what I do. There are many free programs out there which offer you tools to help create those thumbnails easily, offering great stock images, great editing material. Personally, I use Canva. I use the paid model. It's about £10 a month, but it is a fantastic library of video, imagery, great easy editing stuff, which allows me to create lovely not only thumbnails but graphics for use inside my videos as well. So think carefully about that, and again, look at YouTube for all of those tutorials from the many experts out there who are far more knowledgeable than me. But think carefully about your thumbnail though, because it is the little enticement that'll get people to click on your video. So it's worth investing some time in it. Now you're ready to go. You've got everything in place. It's time to release your content onto the world. So when do you do it? Well, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. I mean, generally speaking, I have 2 videos a week, and they get released on a Wednesday and a Saturday at 8 AM, merely because it's convenient for me, and hopefully, over time, people have built up the knowledge that my videos are going to be there at that time. But I don't imagine that anybody is waiting at 8 o'clock for my videos to pop up. So it doesn't matter all that much, I don't think, particularly if your topic or theme is well interesting to people around the world. I know a good proportion of my viewers are in North America, and the time zones, the time differences are, very different. So nobody's looking at my videos when I release them. They're picking them up at some point in the day when it's convenient for them. So it's not hyper important, but as I say, consistency is key. Stick to your regime. It's easy to schedule your videos to be, you don't have to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. When you create them, you schedule them to go live at that time, but pick a time which is convenient for you and stick with that consistency. Now it's time to become your own marketing department, because it's time to promote your video. And the easiest way to do that, particularly when you're starting off, is to just share that link with everybody that you know, all your friends and the family, and ask them to share it as widely as they possibly can. And before you know it, you'll soon get 10, 20, 30, 50 subscribers, and that's where that momentum starts to get going. If you use existing platforms like Instagram or Facebook, use those. Join groups on Facebook which have an interest in the topic that you have, and share your material on those groups, the links to your videos, and ask people to share them widely in their networks. And before you know it, you'll be up to 100, 200, 300, and then you're really underway, and that people are watching your videos, because you'll see those views going up, and you will have that quiet confidence that you're not wasting your time, which is something which everybody has at the beginning. I know I thought, God, I'm making these videos purely for myself, but stick with it, and if you make them, they will watch. Now my final tip for you is a simple one. Stick with it. YouTube is not a sprint. It's not even a marathon. It's an ultra marathon. It's something which is going to be played out in the months and years, and success doesn't come easily. Now, it took me something like 3 months to get 100 subscribers. And it took me a year to get to that monetization point of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours, which allows me to have, you know, the advertising, ads on my video, and to derive a tiny amount of income. If you go into this as well thinking there's wealth and fame in YouTube, you know, be realistic. Those days are long gone. There is an element of success which can be gleaned from business work on here, but you know, that is reserved to a tiny minority of people involved with YouTube. So approach the hobby with an open and realistic mind. Don't think you're going to get rich. Don't think you're going to get famous, but you will gain friends all over the world. You will have a platform to share your voice and your thoughts with people all over the world. And you're likely to gain a lot of knowledge as well, because there's so much interaction here. It's a remarkable thing. But stick with it. You know, set yourself a goal and head towards it. And if you don't hit that goal, move it a bit further ahead. Your skills will improve, you will get better, and the product that you produce will become more attractive to people. They will watch it, they will share, you know, and you will gain friends and interaction through it. Enjoy the journey. It's not meant to be arduous. It's not meant to be work. This is fun. So I hope you enjoy your YouTube journey as much as I have. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments section below, and I'm happy to talk about more aspects of my YouTube journey as we go forward. But I thought I'd drop this one in today just so you know a bit more, perhaps, if you're interested in starting a YouTube video in middle age, because it's a bit different for us guys who didn't grow up and work with computers. My 10-year-old son knows more than I will ever know at this stage of his life when it comes to tech and social media. So yeah, it's a bit more of a challenge, but we can get there. And our view is equally important. So until the next time, take care of yourselves. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you like what you've seen, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. All the best.